Hey everyone, my name is Aeron Emanuel A Villarin, and today I'm going to react to the video of TED Ed Lesson Worth Sharing, um, titled Plato's Allegory of the Ring by Alex Gendler. So, from the previous video, I reacted to the video of Would You Be an Immortal? Um, Obviously, I would choose being immortal because you have endless of options to tackle every um, knowledge, every language, everything on earth. I would gain knowledge of. Basically, if you are immortal, you have lots of time to learn every single thing on earth. That's a good thing. Now, I'm going to react to the video, Blake's Allegory of the Ring. I think this is a video about a person, um, you know, um, obtaining a ring that grants you an invincible power. Well, from that ability is good and all, but if you think again, being an invincible person is kind of a boring power. Well, why did I um, why did I do why did I claim that? Well, if you think again, being an invincible person, yes, you have invincibility. What's after that? You will do bad things. You will be so mischievous of a person. And that's all. You're basically just boring as the ring. Okay, now let's start. Well, again, guys, um, leave a like in TED Ed. It really is an educational video. And I really love this channel. The reason why I'm now doing this kind of videos is that instead of watching passively, I could react to the video and speak out my thoughts so that in class I won't be like something that just listens. I'm gonna be someone that shares my ideas to my classmates, which is why our society grows. Sharing of ideas. So now let's start. The true test of man's character is what he does when no one is watching. Well, I have a question in mind. Is the real you the one that is the real you shows when no one is watching or everyone is watching? Who's the real you? Well, to me, I think the real you comes when everyone is watching. No, actually, okay, I'm going to play the Devil's Gambit. Devil's oh no, not Gambit. What's it called? Um Hold on. I'm going to play the Devil's Advocate. I think the real you shows up when everyone is watching. Because when everyone is watching, you show the person that you want to be, how everyone wanted you to treat you. So that's why the real you shows up when everyone is watching.
A ring with supernatural abilities tempts its beholder with power. But there are no hobbits, dwarves, or Valkyries in this tale.
I've never understand the movie what's it called, The Habits. I think I never understood that movie.
fact, the legend of the Ring of Gyges.
I think the reason for that is that I was just a kid when watching that. I might watch the movie again because of this.
Appeared long before those characters were ever committed to paper, more than 2,000 years ago, in the Greek philosopher Plato's Republic. The story surfaces as the philosopher Socrates and his student Glaucon
Socrates
discuss why people act justly. Is it because it's what's right, or because it's a convention that's enforced through punishment? Glaucon discuss why people act justly. Is it because it's what's right, or because it's a convention that's enforced through punishment and reward? Playing devil's advocate,
That might be. Wait, hold on. Let me digest this. Why do people act good? Is it because they have a reward, or is that they don't want to be punished? Wow, that's good. I think. I think. Why do people do good? Why? I think. Hold on. I think it's because um the Bible said so. You have. You need um to you need to let's say treat others the way you treat yourself. But then again, that falls under the you do good because you want a reward or don't want to be punished. Well, I think that's actually the reason. Let's not go to other things.
Glaucon argues against Socrates and recounts the following story. Long ago, a shepherd named Gyges was tending his flock when an earthquake struck, ripping an opening in the ground. The chasm drew Gyges in. There, his eyes alighted upon a bronze horse. The doors to its central chamber.
Now this is where I think the story goes where he found a dead giant, and he wears a ring, and eventually, and suddenly the ring becomes small, and the small ring grants you invincibility.
Peering inside, Gyges discovered the corpse of a giant. On his finger, a golden ring.
How did that ring fit him? How did the ring fit his fingers? That's his.
Which Gyges pocketed before retracing his steps. Later, he sat among the other shepherds, fiddling with the mysterious ring, when, suddenly, after absent-mindedly twirling its stone, he became invisible. When he turned the stone back in the opposite direction, he reappeared.
How did the ring fit that
Emboldened
ring?
by the ring's powers, new possibilities bloomed before him, and a sordid plan hatched.
Well, yes, obviously. You would think something so mischievous at that time. But now, I don't think that would give you an idea of becoming that evil. Because everyone is advanced now. They have um, thermal vision where you see someone that is invincible. They can see your heat. Um, does being invincible still see your temperature? I think not. Oh, the video is now uploaded to my video. To my channel. Um, yeah. Being invincible now doesn't give you ideas of being that evil, to be honest.
In his mind, Gyges became a messenger to the king of Lydia, and, inside the palace, used the ring to prowl undetected. He seduced the queen and convinced her to betray her husband, and soon Gyges, once a humble shepherd, had murdered the monarch and claimed the kingdom. Glaucon tells this story to illustrate how people could apparently benefit by acting unjustly. After all, wouldn't any rational person act like Gyges if presented the opportunity to get what they desired without consequence? Exploring this argument, Glaucon breaks all good things into three classes. The first kind we desire for their own sake, like the experience of harmless pleasure. The second,
the reward of acting good. It gives you recognition of that, of you being the good person.
we want only for the value they bring, though they may be onerous, like exercise or
But what if the people who just act good without any reason, well, they don't fall under this.
medicine. The third class comprises things
I know someone that does that. They don't they don't want anything in return when they treat you when they treat you good.
desire for their own sake and the value they offer, like knowledge and health. Glaucon argues that justice belongs to the second class of good. It's a burden that nevertheless, like knowledge and health. Glaucon argues that justice belongs to the second class of good. It's a burden that nevertheless brings rewards. The only reason anyone conducts themselves virtuously, he reasons, is due to external influences. So it's appearing, not actually being, virtuous that matters. Socrates, as written by Plato, disagrees, countering that justice belongs to the third class of good, offering both extrinsic and intrinsic benefits. Socrates' three parts: reason, spirit, and appetite. Reason guides an individual to truth and knowledge and is influenced by either spirit or appetite. Spirit is righteous, ambitious, and the source of bold action, while appetite consists of baser, bodily desires. To Socrates, the philosopher is led by reason, and their spirit keeps their appetite in check, making them the most just and
Is that a coincidence that when the horse is shown, a man riding a horse magically appears? Wow, that's a coincidence. I know that. Wow, I didn't understand the video. Okay, I didn't understand the segment. Let me watch this.
parts: reason, spirit,
Reason,
and
spirit,
appetite.
appetite.
Reason guides an individual to truth and knowledge and is influenced by either spirit or appetite. Spirit is righteous, ambitious.
I think this is where the ego, the superego, and the what's it called? I think it's made by Sigmund Freud, where ego is the um ego is the okay. Let me just fact check what I'm
And the
trying to
source of
say.
both.
Now I fact check the Sigmund Freud theory. The ego is your self, the reality, your way of thinking, the way you actually think. Well, we have two people holding us above our shoulders. One is superego, the angel, the good side of our um, rational thinking. Angel is the good horse. Meanwhile, the devil is it. He um he is your flesh. He desires pleasure. He desires goodness. He is very selfish, and he is the bad horse.
Spirit is righteous, ambitious, and the source of bold action,
The superego.
while appetite consists of
That's it.
baser,
and
bodily desires.
Socrates is the ego.
To Socrates, the philosopher is led by reason, and their spirit keeps their appetite in check, making them the most just and the happiest. Even without consequences for self-serving wrongdoings, they wouldn't commit them. Meanwhile, the tyrant succumbs to appetite and acts unjustly. So while Gyges may have attained power and wealth, Socrates implies that his soul would be in disharmony. He'd be enslaved to his own base desires rather than guided by reason, and wouldn't be truly happy. Before Plato penned this discussion, Chinese philosopher Confucius similarly reasoned that by simply acting justly, one also benefits oneself.
Karma.
After, modern Western philosophers voiced varying beliefs. Thomas Hobbes, for instance, argued that the state of nature is violent and selfish. Justice, therefore, is imposed by authority. John Locke, in contrast, asserted that people are naturally obligated to act justly, and they agreed with this discussion. Chinese philosopher Confucius similarly reasoned that by simply acting justly, one also benefits oneself. After, modern Western philosophers voiced varying beliefs. Thomas Hobbes, for instance, argued that the state of nature is violent and selfish.
Is it really? Well, from my experience, human actually is, by default, evil. Everyone, including me, can randomly just become so selfish, so unkind. Well, Thomas, Thomas, is it?
After, modern Western philosophers voiced varying beliefs. Thomas Hobbes,
Yeah, Thomas Hobbes. His theories kind
for
of good.
instance, argued that the state of nature is violent and selfish.
Every
Justice, therefore, is imposed by authority.
even animals.
John Locke, in contrast, asserted that people are naturally obligated to act justly, and they agree to participate in civil society to secure their natural rights. The allegory of the ill-gotten magical ring that lures its wearer towards their darkest desires continues to inspire. So if the ring of Gyges fell into your hands, what would you do?
I would use it for pranks. Dude, being invincible is cool. The Lord of the Rings. Oh yes, yeah, I remember now that the movie The Lord of the Rings. I didn't understand it that well because I really didn't watch the movie. That um I didn't really understood the um the meaning of the story, the meaning of the film movie. All right. Obviously, I would use the ring to prank everyone. I would prank everyone. But I know some people would use it for very inappropriate reasons. But then again, the ring itself is a evil object. It's an evil. Well, if you think about it, does invincibility really is a good power? The only thing that I imagine with invincibility power, is just evil reasons. Let me think of something good about this power. I think you would have the ability to be a vigilante, be a hero, let's be a unmasked, I mean, masked hero that fights prisoners. I mean, that fights criminal while protecting your real identity. That could be a good power for the invincibility in a good moral sense. And one more thing is that what more thing do I what is there any reason is there any more reason to have a invincibility as a source of goodwill? Let me think. Let that sink. Is there more to this invincibility power that I could use in a good sense, moral sense? Because the only thing that comes in my mind is just pranks. Invincibility is such a evil power. It grants you so many evil things. So many evil things. What is there to invincibility? Hold on. I think you could at least avoid attacks from criminals. Well, then again, that falls under the protecting the good from the bad of fighting someone, fighting a criminal, fighting a home invader, that kind of stuff. You know, this ring is kind of the same as if you have a gun. Would you? Where do you use it? Well, of course, you would use it for self-defense and no other things that would come in mind because gun is a symbol of like destruction or the same way as this allegory of the ring of the invincible ring. So that's all for this video. It's a good it's a good video. Cheers to that. That's a good video. So that's all. Bye bye. So please support their channel, leave a like on their channel, subscribe on their channel because their content is good. So that's all.